Welcome to Expats Listen with Ryan and Liz, the podcast where we share the ups and downs, struggles, and celebrations of living abroad.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Liz. All right, it's 2025, and more people than ever before are living in a different country from where they were born. We're expats, we're immigrants, we're all in this together. When you leave your home country, there are going to be so many ups. There's exploration and adventure. There's maybe work opportunities or love or financial independence. There are also going to be so many downs. There's bureaucracy and loneliness and feeling misunderstood and missing the things and the people and the foods from back home. We feel like so many people sugarcoat this experience, but we want to share it all with you, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. We're also here, quite literally, to listen to your experiences. We'll have interviews with guests, including expats and immigrants from all different places, living in all different places. And we'll answer your questions as best as we can. Be sure to send those on Instagram at expatslisten or via email to expatslisten@gmail.com. So, this is our very first episode, which we are super excited about. And I think it's a great time for us to introduce ourselves and tell you who we are. Why don't you go first, Ryan?
Well, I'm Ryan, and I'm from South Africa, and I was born in Durban, and I lived in a tiny little town called East London, then in Cape Town, and then a few other places in South Africa, and then I moved to India for a while, and then some time in the United States, and then in 2019, I moved over to Portugal with Liz, my beautiful wife, and Henry, my tiny little dog, and I'm super excited to share this experience with you.
All right, Ryan, tell us 3 things that you love.
I love rugby. That is a silly little game that is one of the biggest things in my country of South Africa, and we love the Springboks. They are national heroes for us, and every time they play, it is the most exciting moment of my day or my week or my month. And I just love the excitement of it. I love so much what they've done for the country in terms of bringing people together and providing a good role model standard of behavior for people as much as they can. And I just think that they're so good for so many people, and I am an unashamed fan of that sport. So that's my first thing that I love so much. The second thing that I love is lamb biryani. If you've had biryani, you know what I'm talking about. It is an Indian rice-based dish, which is the food of the gods. And my mom makes the best version of it, but I am willing to take anything that I can get my hands on, and I love it with all of my heart. Then the last thing that I would say that I love very much is photography and videography. I know it's a bit of an old man kind of hobby. I like to take some landscape pictures, and I kind of realized that maybe that's where I am in my life, and I'm quite comfortable with it. And there are very few things that get me going, like a nice, well-lit valley with a river running through it, or a gorgeous tree on a mountain. And those are the things that make me happy in a 1, 2, 3 kind of way.
All right, Ryan, those are definitely 3 things that you very much love. Now, why don't you tell us, what do you do for a living? What's your professional background?
I'm a psychologist, Liz. So I've been working with people for a long time, and the biggest group of people that I work with now are expats. So it's people who have taken the same leap that you and I have taken, and who are working and living in countries far away from where they were born. And it's working with people who have got very common problems like depression, loneliness, anxiety, normal things that normal people go through, but probably with the added complexity of being so far away and needing to negotiate the ins and outs of the expat life. And it's been really an amazing journey to be able to share so much of what I've learned through my own experiences. And now I'm able to take on private clients and actually spend time with them working on very complicated and deep and meaningful things that so many people are going through.
And I do have to ask, Ryan, are you taking on new clients right now? And if someone wants to book a session, how would they find you?
I am taking on new clients. You can find me at R. Govender Psychology on Instagram. And on that page, you would be able to book a free session, which I offer for anyone who wants to give it a go so that we can see what we can do for you, how you feel in the session, what it is you might be looking for, that kind of discussion. And it's really up to you. Now, Liz, tell me about your background.
Yeah, so I'm Liz, and I was born in New York. I studied abroad twice during my university days. So, first in a program called Semester at Sea, which is ridiculous, and a cruise ship that goes around the whole world in 3 months, and you get to visit so many different countries. And then my second semester was in Sydney, Australia. And I thought that that would get the travel bug out of me, but alas, it did not. In 2010, I decided to quit my job and just take 1 year and really get travel out of my system. That I was going to take this one big trip, and then I would be okay to return back to New York and live my standard American life. I guess I'm technically still on that trip. So it's been 15 years now. And in that time, I've lived in Sydney, Australia again for 3.5 years. I lived in Singapore for 6 months. I lived in Nairobi for about a year. I lived in Vancouver for 6 months, in South Africa for 6 months, and lots of other places for a month or 2 months, including Colombia and Spain and Denmark and Egypt and Turkey, before moving to Portugal in January of 2019 with Mr. Ryan Govender here.
Yes, it's been a journey. We've seen a lot of the world, and we're building our own little world here in Portugal as well. So that's been really fun, and I'm really excited to go on this journey with you and our listeners. So, Liz, why don't you tell us 3 things that you love?
My number one is walking. And I think anyone who knows me knows this. It's always a joke that whenever friends come to visit me, they call them Liz's death marches, because I believe that a 3-hour walk is a totally acceptable amount of time to get from one place to another. And if it's only an hour walk, why would we possibly take any other form of transportation? We can walk there. I just love walking. I think seeing a place by foot, you get to experience so much more. You get to feel the breeze and hear the sounds and really be in a place. I just really love walking very much. My next is travel. I think it's obvious based on my little about me at the beginning, but my absolute favorite thing to do in the world is to show up in a place that I know nothing about and just walk around and see what's there and smell the smells and hear the sounds and experience the place. It's such a high, I feel. I really just enjoy the not knowing, and I think travel is the best way to experience the unknown in life today. My third is fruit. Fresh fruit, when it's in season, there's nothing better. I think in Portugal, we live in a place where we can go on hikes a lot and walk through fig trees, and taking a fresh fig that's perfectly ripe off the tree. The sun has warmed it and you just eat it straight off the tree. There's nothing better. Strawberries and cherries and mangoes and watermelon, and fruit makes me ridiculously happy. So every day, if I get to walk, I get to eat fruit, it's a good day.
So tell us about your professional background, Liz.
I work in digital marketing. So throughout my career, I've worked in-house or in agencies. I do SEO and Google Ads and data analytics. I've been fortunate enough to work online for the past almost 15 years now. Wow, makes me feel old. But yeah, I feel really lucky in that through all of the travel that I've been able to do, I've been able to work through all of it, because as long as I have a laptop and an internet connection, I can help companies to make their websites better. And I feel like I'm very fortunate in that, because I really enjoy the work. I think it's quite fulfilling. It's always a fun challenge because working with clients means you're constantly doing something different. And yeah, I get to be on the move and kind of make my own hours, which I'm really, really grateful for, which gives us the opportunity to do things like this podcast.
Very cool. I'm loving the idea that we can travel the world and experience new things while sharing the experience with other people. And that's it for today. This was just a short introduction from us to you, and we're looking forward to spending more time with you. If you have any thoughts or ideas, please reach out to us. We are on Instagram at expatslisten, or on email, which is expatslisten@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you, and we can't wait to chat with you again. Goodbye.